Hello Sourcefed. I'm going to be giving my video on the One Piece anime review for next week's anime club, and I hope you guys do have a little bit of time to be able to at least watch over this with me and just kind of like understand where I'm coming from with that. I'm getting adjusted, sorry about that. But anyways, I'm going to get straight into this. One Piece is my favorite anime. I've been with One Piece since the very beginning, and I know that it is a hard anime to try and get into like just from the get-go. It's one of those animes that you have to have an appreciation for it at the beginning, and you have to decide, I'm going to make the commitment to it, because you are not going to appreciate One Piece just for watching the first couple of episodes. That's just a fact. The thing that makes One Piece a very special anime though, and one thing that you realize after you spend some time watching it, is that it's an anime that is not only enlightening and it is philosophically like mind-opening and everything like that, but it's an anime that is just, it is going to definitely get your attention. It is going to get you emotionally involved with it. From the very beginning of One Piece, you are starting off blank with Luffy. Luffy doesn't have anything going on for him. He doesn't have any kind of crew, he doesn't have a ship, he doesn't have a reputation. He starts everything from scratch, and you go along with him in this whole experience. You grow with Luffy as Luffy himself grows and starts to get a crew, starts to get a ship, starts to make a name for himself in the world of pirates, and as he struggles to become the Pirate King eventually. The thing about One Piece that I would definitely say to a lot of people who are watching the show for the first time, and I would have liked to had somebody tell me this my first time, was the fact that it's going to be hard to keep up with it like at the beginning. You're going to be a little bit lost, it's going to be a little confusing, and it's going to drag on for the first 10 episodes, to be honest. But the show itself is amazing in the long run. It's going to pay off so heavily, and you're going to be so appreciative of it later on after you finally had a chance to experience like everything that goes on. Luffy himself is a very balanced protagonist. I love Luffy, not for the fact that he's a protagonist, but for just his character. He's a goofball. He's ridiculous. He does not have patience for anything. And pretty much you could call him an idiot in a lot of times, but Luffy is just lovable, and you can just pretty much get into the anime for him. But at the same time, Luffy, when he wants to get serious or when somebody pinches a nerve on one of the things that he's passionate about, he is not afraid to stomp people's faces in. I remember seeing Luffy beat up people just for the fact that they mock his dreams or the fact that they mock his friends and things like that. Luffy is the kind of man that just makes you admire him enough that you would actually root for him to become the Pirate King at the end of everything. And that's pretty much what his crew ends up doing. The crew doesn't begin by going into like the whole experience with him, the whole adventure, because of the fact that they want to support Luffy on his goal. Everybody goes in for like their own reasons, and like there's different reasons why everybody joins in. But at the end of it, Luffy, the strongest quality he has as a character is the fact that he makes friends with everybody. He can turn his worst enemies or like people on the battlefield who are like supposed to be fighting him like actually start to like him as well. And this is like really emphasized later on in the series itself. And that's one of the things that I think is amazing. The fact that Luffy is a free spirit. Luffy is a rebel. And Luffy does not give a crap about what other people think of him. Luffy is not afraid to speak to the highest nobles in the world or to speak to the strongest man in the world the same way he would to any one of his friends or to even like a kid or something like that that he finds as a stranger. Luffy himself is a great character. One Piece is a fantastic anime overall once you get past like the first part of it and just progress into the later parts. The premise of the way that it's all started, where you're just growing on with Luffy and with the rest of the crew, that's what really gets you hooked into it. And if you can't appreciate it from the beginning, where you're just like, you're starting off blank and you have to like start to basically paint the picture over time as the story grows, and you even paint like everything new, and like there's so much more being added to it over time, that's where the fun comes into it. One Piece is a blank slate. One Piece is an anime that you are going to be going into it where just no idea of what's going on, but you develop the story over time. Sometimes when I read the anime or sometimes I watch the anime, I feel like, you know what? I know that Oda already finished everything off for the story, but it just feels like I'm basically a part of the story myself, and I'm making the story as I go along, because you become such a part of the story that it just becomes a part of you at that point. And One last thing I have to say about One Piece, and this is to all the people who are not really like digging it that much, or like to the people who are kind of like feeling it's dragging on or not being discouraged more than anything, give it a chance. It's a little slow in the beginning, yes, I know, but the payoff of it is going to be amazing. Like, I really kid you not. If you can make it to episode 30 of the series and you have not been like completely like taken out of the story itself yet, you are going to really, really like One Piece. It is a fantastic story. And I hope this is able to go at least get a couple of good ideas for you guys out there. I've been sitting out here for a while just trying to like find a way to like, it's hard to talk about One Piece and just be able to like explain it in a couple of words. Like summarizing One Piece is like trying to summarize the entire story of Naruto, same thing. It's like, it's nearly impossible. The best way to really get into One Piece is just watch it yourself. Like really just kind of like get your firsthand experience on it. That's the best way you're going to be able to learn the anime, like how really awesome it is. But otherwise, thanks again for Sourcefed for watching this. Thanks again for doing these anime club videos and all that. I know that you guys get a lot of hate for the fact that like this anime does get covered in a little bit of time, but you know what? Honestly, it is hard to cover these kinds of animes in a little bit of time. Like there's so much information to these things that it's just, there's going to be information missed out eventually, but you know what? That's a different point. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope that some parts of this video go up. It's my favorite anime. I would really love to like be able to at least be a part of this and all that. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Actually, no wait. I do have one last thing to say. Meg. Pansemi satemara temoyo. If you stick with the series, you'll eventually get what that means.